Life and the markets are awash with risks. There are the risks in the markets such as market risk, credit risk, operational risk and liquidity risk. These are the usual ones commonly talked about. But today I will talk about another risk that is rarely talked about. One of the wisest things an investor should remember is that a 6 feet tall man can drown crossing a river that is on an average 5 feet deep. Of course, that could be because he doesn't know how to swim or because no one came to his rescue, but it is important to remember that that is not the only reason. A river that is on an average 5 feet deep can be 10 feet deep in parts and of course 2 feet deep in some other parts. Averages conceal more than they reveal. It is a convenience tool, and like all convenience tools, it substitutes specifics with generalities. This is not a problem with much of the data that we encounter in our daily lives. These would include human heights, body weights of babies at birth, and shoe sizes. In the case of these data sets, the average reading is a fairly good representation of the entire data set. But when it comes to the markets, averages, which are very widely used, can be quite misleading. Let us look at two different scenarios and understand the risk. In the first example, the 5-year returns that we are looking at have been steady at 15%. It is very convenient because 5 consecutive years of 15% return doubles your money. Also, 15% returns over 5 years adds up to 75%. Since the returns are constant, the CAGR is also 15%. Now let us look at the second scenario. Here the returns are unevenly distributed. This kind of return stream is exactly the sort that we call volatile, and of the sort that you would encounter in the markets. Though unevenly distributed, the total returns for the 5 years does add up to 75% as it did in the first scenario. But here your original investment of rupees 1 lakh becomes only rupees 1.78 lakhs and not double as in the first scenario to give a CAGR of 12%. So just think about it. Rearranging the stream of returns over a relative short period of 5 years reduces your CAGR by 3%. This is called the sequence of return risk, and it is a risk that is very rarely talked about. So what are the implications and how do you protect yourself against it? Obviously, when you're selecting an investment, it is important not only to look at the returns, but also the volatility of those returns. Suppose you have an upcoming liability. Say you want to purchase a flat in 5 years' time, and you need your money to appreciate at a CAGR of 15% each year. You will need to select an investment that not only gives you the return, but the correct sequence of returns. Anticipating future returns is hard enough, but figuring out the sequence of returns is virtually impossible. Nevertheless, it is important to keep in mind the existence of this risk so that you do not come up short. When you are considering an investment, you will need to look not only at the returns, but the sequence in which the returns occur. If you would like to know more about what we do, please go to the links below, and if you like the content, please subscribe and click on the bell to receive notifications of future episodes.